Welcome to our defense briefing. Sure, I'm your host, Liang Zhang. Today, we're diving into some pressing issues and intriguing developments from around the globe. First up, we're tracking the U.S.-led initiative to deliver aid to Gaza by sea amidst rising security concerns and logistical challenges. Construction of a new port in the U.S. trade bill period is underway, but the shadow of recent attacks on security fears loom large over the humanitarian mission. In another corner of the world, Columbia University is under legal scrutiny after arresting anti-war protesters, sparking a debate on civil rights and campus policies. And for those of you looking up to the stars, Boeing Starliner is gearing up for its test flight, marking a significant step in NASA's Commercial Crew program. Stay tuned for more in-depth coverage on these stories. Please continue watching for detailed content. In an ambitious and crucial effort led by the United States, a new beacon of hope is rising from the troubled waters off the Gaza coast. The construction of a new port and an accompanying U.S. military-built pier is underway, aiming to channel desperately needed food and humanitarian aid to the Palestinian civilians caught in a relentless conflict. This initiative, as reported by the Globe and Mail, is a testament to the international community's resolve to alleviate the suffering in Gaza. However, the road to humanitarian relief is fraught with challenges, underscored by recent mortar attacks on the Israeli-developed port, which sent UN officials scrambling for safety. The complexities of delivering aid in such a volatile environment are manifold, involving intricate security arrangements and logistical hurdles. The Washington Post highlights the precarious nature of this mission, with militants launching mortars at Israeli forces in Gaza, targeting the area prepared for the arrival of the floating U.S. Army pier. This attack, causing minimal damage, starkly illustrates the risks involved in delivering aid to Gaza. The U.S. ships still offshore are part of a broader strategy to ensure that the people of Gaza receive the much-needed humanitarian assistance amidst ongoing hostilities. Major General Patrick Ryder, a Pentagon spokesman, emphasized the significance of the mission despite its vulnerabilities. As the South China Morning Post reports, the U.S. military has embarked on constructing this maritime pier, a lifeline expected to be operational by early May. This endeavor is part of a broader effort to avert famine in Gaza, which has been severely affected by Israel's military campaign against Hamas. Following President Joe Biden's announcement in March, the construction of this temporary port on Gaza's Mediterranean coast marks a significant step forward in addressing the dire humanitarian crisis. The United Nations has sounded the alarm on the looming famine in Gaza, urging Israel to facilitate access for relief supplies. The U.S. military operation is poised to significantly boost the aid flow into Gaza, with expectations of delivering hundreds of additional truckloads of aid daily, including over 2 million meals. This massive logistical undertaking is supported by the Israeli military, which has pledged to provide security and logistics support for the pier. The collaboration between the U.S. military and Israeli forces is crucial in ensuring that the humanitarian aid reaches those in need, navigating the complex security landscape of the region. The construction of the Gaza port and the U.S. military-built pier represents a glimmer of hope amid the darkness of conflict. It embodies the international community's commitment to humanitarian relief and the unwavering efforts to bring solace to the people of Gaza. However, the path to delivering aid is beset with obstacles, from security concerns to logistical challenges. The recent mortar attacks highlight the volatile environment in which this mission operates, underscoring the need for meticulous planning and coordination among all parties involved. As the world watches, the success of this initiative could pave the way for a more stable and peaceful future for the Palestinian civilians caught in the crossfire of a protracted conflict. In an era where voices clamor for justice and the skies reach for the stars, two seemingly different stories unfold, each carrying the weight of history and the promise of tomorrow. At Columbia University, a prestigious institution known for its academic excellence, a storm brewed not from the pages of textbooks, but from the fervent cries of anti-war protesters. According to the Globe and Mail, Palestine Legal, a pro-Palestinian group, has taken a bold step by filing a federal civil rights complaint against the university. This action comes in the wake of a mass arrest of protesters on campus, an event that has sparked widespread controversy and debate. The demonstrators, who were calling for an end to the Gaza war, found themselves in handcuffs with over 100 arrests reported. This incident has not only raised questions about freedom of speech but has also highlighted the complex web of emotions surrounding the Israel-Palestine conflict. As protests spread to other U.S. campuses, the narrative of struggle and resistance gains momentum, challenging institutions to reflect on their values and actions. Meanwhile, across the ocean, a different but equally poignant story unfolds in Belfast. As reported by the BBC, the families of 15 individuals whose lives were tragically cut short in a bomb attack at McGurk's bar in 1978 have been granted a glimmer of hope. New inquests into the deaths have been deemed advisable, a decision fueled by the relentless pursuit of truth and justice by the victims' families. For decades it have lingered about the involvement of the British Armed Forces and the possibility of advanced knowledge of the attack. The discovery of new evidence regarding the location of Army observation posts near the bar has reignited the quest for answers. However, the passage of the Legacy Act, which prohibits further inquiries or court cases relating to the troublesome one, may cast a shadow over this pursuit, making the timing of these new inquests critical. As we turn our gaze upwards, another story of human endeavor and technological prowess unfolds. Yahoo US reports on the latest developments in space exploration, where NASA and Boeing are on the brink of a new frontier with the CST-100 Starliner. After facing technical setbacks, the Starliner is finally poised for an uncrewed test flight scheduled for 3 August, with hopes of a crewed test flight in the first half of 2022. This milestone is part of NASA's Commercial Crew program, which aims to transport astronauts to and from the International Space Station ISS with the help of private companies like Boeing and SpaceX. The success of SpaceX's Crew Dragon in ferrying astronauts to the ISS since May 2020 has set the stage for the Starliner, marking a new era in space travel where collaboration between government agencies and private enterprises propels humanity towards the stars. Each of these stories, from the grounds of Columbia University to the streets of Belfast and the vast expanse of space, reflects the multifaceted nature of our world. They remind us of the struggles that define our humanity, the pursuit of justice that unites us, and the boundless curiosity that propels us forward. Whether it's advocating for peace, seeking truth in the face of tragedy, seeking truth in the face of tragedy, or reaching for the stars, these narratives underscore the resilience and determination that drive us to overcome challenges and strive for a better tomorrow. In a move that underscores the United States' ongoing commitment to Ukraine amidst its conflict with Russia, the Associated Press has reported that the U.S. is gearing up to announce a substantial $6 billion aid package for long-term military support. This significant financial boost is intended to fund contracts for an array of weapons systems, including munitions for Patriot air defense systems, highlighting the strategic importance of Ukraine in the geopolitical landscape. This announcement is timed with a virtual meeting convened by U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin, bringing together defense officials from Europe and across the globe to deliberate on bolstering international aid for Ukraine. This development follows closely on the heels of the White House's recent approval of a $1 billion range of weapons and equipment destined for Ukraine, signaling a robust and sustained U.S. effort to support its ally. Meanwhile, in a separate development reported by the Washington Post, the U.S. military is making strategic adjustments in Africa, specifically in Chad. Dozens of U.S. military personnel are set to leave the African nation following a directive from the Chadian government, marking the second such withdrawal in a week. This move comes amid a disagreement between U.S. officials and a senior Chadian general, who cited a lack of documentation justifying the American troops' presence in N'Djamena, Chad. Despite this withdrawal, the U.S. will maintain a small contingent of service personnel in the country, collaborating with a regional joint task force aimed at combating the Boko Haram insurgency in the Lake Chad region. This shift reflects the complexities of military cooperation and the delicate balance of international relations in areas critical to counter-terrorism efforts. In another vein, the U.S. Supreme Court is poised to influence the political landscape significantly, as reporters indicated a potential delay in the prosecution of former President Donald Trump over charges related to his attempts to overturn the 2020 election results. This judicial maneuver could effectively push the case beyond the upcoming November elections, a development that has far-reaching implications for the political arena. Chief Justice John Roberts highlighted concerns with an appeals court opinion that had allowed the trial to proceed, suggesting the case be returned to lower courts for further scrutiny. Trump, who faces 4 separate prosecutions, including one in Manhattan over allegations tied to payments made to adult film star Stormy Daniels, finds his legal battles intertwined with the broader political dynamics as the nation edges closer to another electoral decision point. These developments, spanning the globe from Eastern Europe to Africa and back to the domestic political scene in the United States, showcase the multifaceted nature of foreign and domestic policy actions, from bolstering allies in the face of aggression, adjusting military footprints in strategic regions, to navigating the intricate legal challenges involving a former president. These narratives reflect the complexity of maintaining national security, fostering international relations, and upholding the rule of law. Each story, with its unique set of circumstances and implications, contributes to the broader tapestry of global and domestic affairs that define the current geopolitical and social epoch. In a dramatic twist that could reshape the political landscape, the U.S. Supreme Court, quoted by Bloomberg, has hinted at a possible delay in the legal proceedings against former President Donald Trump. This development comes amidst charges that Trump sought to undermine the 2020 election results. The Supreme Court's inclination to push the case beyond the upcoming November election could significantly impact Trump's legal battles. Chief Justice John Roberts, during a hearing, voiced his concerns over an appeals court's decision to allow the trial to proceed, suggesting a potential reroute of the case back to the lower courts for further scrutiny. This move by the Supreme Court raises questions about the timing of the trial and its implications for Trump, who is currently entangled in not one but 4 prosecutions. Among these is a high-profile case in Manhattan, where Trump is accused of engaging in a scheme to falsify business records, allegedly to conceal payments made to adult film star Stormy Daniels. The complexity of these cases and the Supreme Court's latest stance add another layer of intrigue to Trump's ongoing legal saga. Meanwhile, on the international stage, the Associated Press sheds light on a long-standing conflict with new developments that could have far-reaching implications. Hamas, the Palestinian militant group, has once again floated the idea of a 2-state compromise with Israel. This notion, while not new, has been a point of contention for over 15 years, with Hamas suggesting it could entertain the idea of a temporary 2-state solution. However, the group's steadfast refusal to recognize Israel or renounce its armed struggle against the state has left many skeptical about the feasibility of such a compromise. Israel and its allies remain unconvinced by Hamas's propositions, viewing them as insufficient steps towards a genuine peace process. The ongoing refusal to acknowledge Israel's sovereignty and the continued endorsement of armed resistance serve as significant barriers to any potential progress towards a 2-state solution. This complex geopolitical puzzle continues to challenge the prospects for peace in the region, with each party holding firm to their positions. Both of these stories, from the legal entanglements of a former U.S. president to the enduring conflict in the Middle East, highlight the complexities and challenges of navigating the political and legal landscapes. The Supreme Court's potential delay in Trump's case introduces uncertainty into the legal proceedings, while the renewed discussion of a 2-state compromise by Hamas brings to the fore the difficulties of achieving lasting peace in a region marked by decades of conflict. These developments, each significant in their own right, underscore the intricate web of legal, political, and diplomatic considerations that define our world today. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synapses, thoughtfully curated by the 60O team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 60O Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 60O team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 60O Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 60obrief.com of your location. You can conveniently receive 60O Brief via email,